Okay. Hello, hello, hello. About to get started then. Let's see what we can cook up today. How's everyone doing? We can set up everything. See if we're good. Whew. We're just dumping. But I feel like we could flip higher here. Look at that charts. Yeah, I don't know where we're going, but let me get closer. Check the volume. Hello, hello, hello. We are good. We're good. So, what are we looking at here? I wasn't really trading AM. I think my eyes training, but kind of got off and felt a little better here. What we see right now, look at the daily. We want to see, we want to tag NQD lows for ES sake. We already ran it there. Mark this as taken. I think we try to see if we want to close below or rotate back up here. 4 hours completely bearish. We wicked higher too, and now we're closing lower. This is pretty bearish signature until I see a flip upside, which I don't think so yet. Yeah. Where are we looking here? I think lower, right? Lower until we get like a 15-minute structure, maybe strong closure, maybe in a 5-minute we get closed back up to 3.9. I'm game with that for now. It looks like we already looking like we're gonna flip lower. Just a lot of chop back and forth there. Let's look at chat. How's your eyes? I think, yeah, I think it was, my eyes just strained from maybe too much screen time. Oh, I think someone is telling me to try to trade here on Tradeify. Let's take a look. Am I cleared? Maybe we'll get trade today on Tradeify. I don't know. I feel like price action is not the best right now. I'm gonna log into Tradeify and see if it's ready or not. Yeah, it's not working right now. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like we're going lower. She did a move higher, but failed. I think this pretty much looks to push down here. Yeah, it's not working. Someone gotta tell Brett Simba. I'll probably worry after stream. I don't think I want to trade the Tradify live today, especially when it's not ready yet. Okay. What do you guys think about price action day so far? 1 minute unicorn. Do I even see a unicorn? Or is it on ES perhaps with this closure? I could see something like that, but I think what I'm watching right now is we took the higher time frame already, like the daily on ES. NQ is approaching it, but just depending on how we close here, I feel like we're trying to flip higher right now because we did take the relative lows on the daily chart. So NQ is trying to do his best to see if we can flip back higher. Trying to get some water. Yeah, this goes back to what I'm thinking of, like, we need to see a closure. So if it does what I think it's trying to do, retrace for lower, like back to this 5 minute here, you can see. I mean, we could extend this all the way up here. Let's do that. To rebalance, just to shoot for a lower. That's what it's trying to do for what I'm looking at right now. Same thing as ES. If we get a closure through this and make our way through, let's say 390s, I think longs are going to be favorable for the rest of the session, essentially. But for now, this is pretty clear-cut bearish here. And we could... If this was a little bit higher, I think this version to send to the lows would make sense to me right now. Let's get cooking today. I'm looking for some good trades. Haven't traded any of my Apex today. Was pretty off the charts just because I feel a little bit of eye strain. Maybe just because I'm too much screen time on me right now. Look at that strong push. That's what I'm thinking of, like where we retrace higher for a leg lower. I'm just keep on flipping through time frames because we do have some lows underneath. I feel like on ES is already fair game. So if we do pay attention on ES, we close through these lows, we have the next low all the way like 100 points lower, right? So, or is that 200 points lower? Yeah, 200 points lower. We don't really have that much to play by here. I mean, I could mark maybe like a 4-hour gap or something. If we do have, yeah, like there's a 4-hour gap here. That could be the next draw. Besides that, like get a close through, and we're just gonna sell every single pop we can. I think that'd be the goal here. Let me just extend this. This is a 4-hour. It's just kind of bouncing off these lows because it's just a very key support area. And now we have like a BPR here, which imagine if it does retrace, it doesn't close over, stop. I don't want to put it this high, but that's probably the best bet. Just without closure, you're looking for a lower here. I'm just gonna look for a, see if there's a better confirmation. I think we'll get at least a retrace back inside, if anything, though. And then we'll decide if we want to take shorts from there. Pretty good BPR made here. Let's look at 5 minute. 5 minute doesn't look too appetizing on NQ. Like we get closure under 240s, that's that session low, and this just tanks, I feel like, all the way down. All right, we're getting a push through these now. I want to see how far we can really play with this BPR here. If this is just a move higher for lower. I need to get my water though. I'll be right back. I think this is a move for lower though. What's the difference between a BPR and an inversion? So what happens is before we get the BPR, you see a fair value gap. We is a bullish fair value gap that we closed through it. So invalidate that that bullish fair value gap becomes a bearish inversion. While it was invalidating, we left a bearish fair value gap. So you have basically a BPR is more than one PD ray that's aligning together. And that's what we see here. Instead of inversion or a fair value gap type of retrace, this is like a 2-in-1. So it just makes it that much more powerful. And I'm just kind of scalping back and forth a little bit. I'm going to try to see if we can get a good trade together. I did take the scalp right there. Try to be very careful with it. But I want to get more of a confirmation type of trade for stream, especially for my Apex. I'm just kind of scalping on take profit trader right now, which, wow, what a slam down right now. I think I should have looked for this type of trade too. On ES, it looked more of a clear-cut picture. But you see this inversion retrace. We already closed underneath. This is very bearish already. NQ really just plummeting here. Something I like for a model setup is what is the draw liquidity? I think the draw liquidity for NQ is this low, which we already take now. So like, I guess that would have been that draw. For ES, we already swept it, the relative low. So that's missing that. For me to be clearly bearish here, I'm gonna go for this low for NQ. It's like 201. If we can get a nice 5-minute closure under the session lows here, which is the relative equal lows. I think relative equal lows was around 29, 28 on ES. So that's what we're heading towards here. Just give me a fantastic closure. I kind of paper handed this pretty bad. I try to go for this sweep of the lows. Wow. Did anyone take that short for the BPR there? I didn't want to risk too much. That worked out much better than I thought it would. And we just swept this high. Every pop right now, as long as we're going to continue to be very, very weak, drawing for lower, every sweep with a 1-minute confirmation is setting a lower. And that's just kind of giving like scalp opportunities. I should have taken my Apex, honestly. I mean, that's hindsight thinking, but the risk was there because you're on trend too. I think off trend would be a little bit more difficult. All right, we'll try to get the next one. I want this 5-minute close to be right under the lows, and then I think we just draw lower, lower, lower. So we swept the low. I want a deep closure now. A deep closure probably makes it for me. Any retrace is a short, as long as we still respect of the higher time frame PD raise on the, especially on the 5-15. Made quick 300. Nice shot. I'm looking at the chat right now. I should have just trailed it though, because we are bearish. Good, very good though. I think that's just a clean read overall, because one thing I also keep in mind was we swept this high and ES also set the high, the internal high, and we fail to close higher, we wick close lower, we have a gap underneath, which we just completely displace, creating a BPR. Any retrace, I would think, would draw to low of day. So right now, I am still bearish, but the risk reward for the next draw liquidity, the daily low on NQ, isn't the greatest here. I'm just looking to see if we're really strong in the bearish trend. We want to get a nice closure and maybe one more manipulation, possibly. I don't think I'm going to be able to chase this if it just goes down continuously, but if it retraces, fails, gets another inversion, BPR type of entry for the leg lower, that's something that I think is more probable than just chasing it. Because it lowers your risk, especially with this a sweep. So right now, I don't have any idea right now. I'm not trusting this one here. Because you already took the low. So, you know, sweep the high, take the low. Sweep the low. If we could come back up, but more likely within trend, I would also fix this. It's bearish here. The low time frame is bearish too, but I think we're just gonna draw to these lows and oh, we got the 5-minute closure. So yeah. Oh, okay. We closed underneath on NQ. On ES, we left it went higher. So ES is actually holding a little bit. If we create this 5-minute gap here, any retrace, I want to look for shorts if it does get closure before taking these lows out. Very, very bearish so far. And we're looking at 201 liquidity here. Then this is starting out to be like the highlight of the trade already, just to start the trade. This piece of work so well. I think I've been more confident to hold if I size smaller with micros and just held through it, but my stop, I'd be accepting like a 40-point stop to TP out like 90, 80 points. I've been much more favorable to hold through this. Look at that sell here. We're just really just bleeding. Impulse through these lows and then see what happens after, perhaps. Let me look at the daily. Is there... Okay, there's one more low after that. Okay, I should also mark this out. 866. If it wants to take out both like ES did, that's also more welcome. Here's that low here. I feel like I can just run through this. How many guys in shorts right now? Hopefully off this trade or even higher. I just don't like chasing, especially like once you get closure through these lows. It's fair game to short on a retrace, but for NQ, I don't think it had a retrace. ES, technically we did. Let's see what we could do here. I took the liquidity. I just want to make sure that's the right low I'm marking. That looks like the right one. And then we just impulse through this low here. Wow. Slicing through like butter here. Next liquidity at 139. Let me just get closer so I can mark it. No clean reaction off of it yet. every move higher just been kind of getting sell off here. Let me look at the 30-second. Let's just see how. Yeah, we haven't seen anything. Just basically straight sell candles down. Next draw is a 139. Let's see if we can get that too. Go for a double kill. And that's just to start out the session here. PM really going aggressive. Even like the 30-second doesn't show any signs of trying to flip. We haven't seen really a good wick. Now we see, okay, now we see something here. I mean, that doesn't mean like a buy though, but like now we're seeing something rather than just continuous sells for essentially like 60 points. And even that wick back up didn't really last that long, did it? But well, I prove you wrong. Let's see if we can get a closure. Even the 30-second here. But it just looks like we're such in a strong sell trend, which every wick move higher has just been met with sell, sell, sell. And I haven't seen anything to show me like we're trying to bounce yet, even on lower time frames. We're back at the 1 minute here. We could flip this one, maybe get a relief. I'm still looking for lower, perhaps. It just could be like a move higher for lower type of thing again. Most likely off the 5. So this is something I feel like is always key point for me. When we have a session low here, and like if we're teasing especially, and we create a gap, kind of like be in between or through it, like how we are right now, that the gap is between the low. If we do flip, let's say just build our way back up, this is going to be the only way I'll be somewhat convicted for upside. If we flip this and then use this as support, we should not be looking for downside. This whole down move would be manipulation for me. And the next would be draw would be back to 313s here. That could be the game plan is trying to do here. I'm not entirely sure, but you wouldn't need a lot. You need like 60 points back above, and that would be of a small relief. We'll just continue higher if we can do that. For now, I think we're just going to actively look for any possible risk-reward shorts until the trend really flips. So, I mean, right now we have an inversion here. It's holding this inversion actually pretty decently here. But keep in mind, I think any longs would be just completely bearish or counter trend, more so. I just want to keep that noted for everyone. All right, let me look at chat. Low day may be in. Honestly, I don't think so. Well, it could be, but like I think it's too early to say. I think the easiest thing is let's look at the 5 minute because it's right above the low that we took, and we can just flip this. I can more confidently say like a good chance that low day would be in. I think right now we still look for shorts, and I want a better entry model now that we swept liquidity. It's more about risk reward here. Try glasses that block blue light. I have my monitors filtered pretty strong. It goes like really yellow. But I'll definitely try blue lights. Which That's the thing though. On, let's say on Amazon, or where should I go for it? We moved higher here. Did we go in the 5 minute? Like, I'm just trying to see. This is what I'm looking at. At least bare minimum. Even for a good leg lower, this is what I want to see. We missed that by like a few points here. It was like only 6 more points. So that would have been probably no shorts for me even. Yeah, but I'll definitely try. I bought eye drops, natural eye drops that people recommended, or some people recommended. More people recommended just clear, like blue tint glasses, which I'll definitely go for too. I need a good blue light glasses, I guess. Then you hydrate yourself, correcting use citric cell. I don't even know what that is. Citric acid. Chat, what do you guys want for shorts here? Simplest thing would be 5 minute retrace inside of a rebalance fair value gap. That was kind of a key point. If we reject off that, I'll look for a 1 minute setup. It could be a breaker, inversion, BPR, whatever it is, just something that takes me there. So I want to see it take this high, go inside this gap, and then present me with a short setup where I can put my stop somewhat reasonable. Why don't you trade AM session? Because I'm already trading Asia and AM or PM. If I squeeze an AM again, that's just 3 sessions. I will have way too much screen time. FYI, when we're trading Asia, I don't know if we're on a streak. I feel like we are in the overall streak, but we only traded 1 time Asia this week. CPI and PPI, like the last 2 days. I didn't see anything I liked, so I didn't share any alerts, but we only traded 1 time, and that was like a big play. And then last week, I think we hit all Asia trades, so we have a very high hit rate on Asia. It just takes a lot of time and patience to really wait for the setups. And I do give myself more room because like Asia could be like 2 hours, could be 3 hours. And you're just looking for 1 trade, really. Just like PM. I mean, PM, we do find usually 1 trade a day, sometimes 2. That's like more framed. And if we just rush into like the first 1 minute inversion we see, there's gonna take a lot of good trade, bad trades that just cancels out. Rather, we just wait for the trade itself. Have you taken a trade? I just scalped this BPR here right at the start of the trade. I haven't touched anything down here yet. Last night, you made 400 micros in Asia session using our technique from this channel. Very well done. I don't know if that means like the trading style or like the trailing method. Whatever it is, it's working and very well done, man. My win rate is better on PM and Asia than AM. I would probably have to agree with that just because I feel like AM, you get a lot of home runs is more frequent because it's just so strong in volatility and volume and just overall delivery versus PM. Like we can see right now, let's say AM here. This is 570 highs all the way to 240. This is 300 points. So far, PM is like looking like it's 150, but it could just stay like this the whole time for all I know. We're holding this 1 minute inversion here. So that tells me is like we're trying to hold our ground. If anything, we want to rebalance the size 5 minute first and then see if we want to move lower. This is going to be depending on what we see, this 5 minute, as well as just back and forth between these 2-1 here, which I think this is going to invert here, most likely. And then we'll have 2 bullish 1 minute P to raise that flipped. with a 5 minute above, depending on how that 5 minute reacts, is going to be the game plan here. Did we tick that high? I can't tell. Maybe I tick. I mean, we're flipping the low time frame. What I need to see is flip the 5 minute too before I can really look higher. It's looking better though. You switch from bear to bull in 2 seconds. It's not necessarily switch. I'm still looking for shorts here. I will only switch to bull if we flip this 5 minute. I'm just anticipating that we're gonna run higher first now, because we holding the 1 minute. Doesn't necessarily mean we join in longs. I mean, we could if there's like a good risk reward. There isn't yet. It's just all about, I think, anticipation. When you keep on edge, being very nimble, you can play both sides of the market and have no bias. As long as you have a clear distinguish, like, okay, right now I'm pretty strong bearish. What do I need for me to break that bearish trend? And once again, right now, if this can hold, this is also respecting a lot of the 1 minute PD arrays here. I'm going to be watching this here for shorts. If this 5 minute got like rebalanced, I would probably go for this 1 minute stop at that internal high, and then play for this low and as well the low day. That's like a framework I could play with. When you have a few minutes, will you go over what you did in the Asia session each night? If you're looking for Asia recaps, I think the best way to look at it, even better than what we do in alerts, I recap most of the Asia trades that we take on my Twitter. So like if you just kind of scroll through it, you'll see like a trade, and it was a timestamp like around 8 p.m. Eastern time, all the way up to like 10, 11, 12. And I would basically tell you what setup it was, what alert, what commentary got us there, and also like a screenshot of the like lipstick, basically the charting, as well as like what trade we took. So far this week we haven't got that because I only took one Asia session. Yeah, this inversion would have been fair game if we retraced and rebalanced in this 5 minute here. Because then, like, you retrace for it, you reject from it. This is a key pivotal area here. And then you get confirmation on the low time frame. And you just play for these lows. You just basically trail it. This could be where we already put break even, take the first TP or green stop, and just letting see if we can sink through these lows. How many lots do you typically trade? I don't really think about size. What I think about is what is my maximum risk, right, per day or per for the account, let's say. If my maximum risk on a 5K drawdown account, which is a 150K account, if I have 5K on it, I only want to risk 7 to 10%. That's like kind of my rule of thumb. Let's say 10% for like simplicity. 10% is $500. You calculate what your stop is for the trade. Sometimes the stop could be like 20 points. Sometimes it could be 10. Sometimes volatile be 30 points. Based off that is going to dictate your size, because what static is your maximum risk. So for instance, let's say $500 maximum risk. If you do 1 mini or 10 micros, let's say, Just so. What would that be? Quick math. Is that 25 points? If you do 2 minis, 20 micros, 12.5 points. I usually run with about a 12.5 stop. So that's why I kind of hover around 12, two minis. How can I listen to this channel in Spanish? Shit. I did take Spanish 1 and 2 in high school, but I don't think I learned that much. I don't even know how to explain this in Spanish. It's even hard for me to explain it in English. Another thing note would be also, if this is hindsight too, let's say we did take the 5-minute, we come down lower. What we'll see is this bearish down close. We'll get closed lower. Any retrace back inside of this would be a bearish breaker. So you could basically get a trade off this 1 minute confirmation inversion. If you say you didn't want to get the entry because you're waiting for closure, close too deep. Now we closed through this bearish breaker here. And then if it retraces back up like it did here, you'll short that. You put your stop similar like how the inversion, just like a little bit above, and then you target the lows. So there's like kind of like one framework gives you multiple entry ideas, just as long as if it's within the trend you're looking for and the draw. I don't know if this is a unicorn short, just because, I mean, even if it was, like, this gap didn't retrace, and this high, I feel like, was only taken by tick. So ideally, we retrace at the 5-minute first, rebalance, reject lower. Then you look at the low time frame. You have the draw already. The draw's at the low swing here, and you literally take anything that it can give you as long as it's somewhat reasonable in risk reward to take you there. But yeah, we're like 30 minutes in, and we already have like a handful of setup ideas, like, or framework ideas, right? Some of them are not like giving us the delivery. I mean, the only clear thing was the BPR here. BPR makes sense because it gives us what we want: a liquidity sweep, confirmation, draw for lower. This is perfect here, and that's why I scalp for right now. Oh, chat, let's do it. Let's do. If we get 150 likes, 1 giveaway. 300, 2 giveaway. 450, 3 giveaways. We're gonna do 1 extra every time we get more than 150 likes. I'll make that a daily thing, maybe. Because I do have more accounts to give away. I made some deals with some prop firms where I buy them out, basically. I was like, for My Fund Futures, let's say, I said, let me get 30 My Fund Futures starter accounts. Just take away how much it costs for my affiliates, and then they made it happen. And then I might do that each month for each firm. So we're gonna probably rack up maybe 5,000-10,000 giveaways, rack up 30,000 rebates, and there's gonna be a lot of percentage just gonna give it back to the supporters. That's the thing too. People cry, or people like are jealous about like affiliates. Like, oh, you shouldn't be making like 50,000 or 80,000, but like, do they realize how much I give back is more than anyone on the platform? Because rebates alone, I think I posted on Twitter. I posted 33,000 rebates year to date. I think that seems like a lot to me, because that's like 20% already. Oh yeah, something about Patrick too. When I was talking about the rebate thing, he said it was illegal. And I was like, have you heard of Rakuten or something like that? And then he's like, it's not the same. What you're doing is legal. It's like, can you tell me how it's legal? So I mean, is it because he just doesn't like it? Because it might hurt his pockets. Interesting enough, we retraced inside this. This framework isn't A+ because we didn't really take this high. We did by tick. but we also didn't retrace the 5 minutes. So this is somewhat shaky to me. I think it's like a B minus setup for any of these short entries here. But I'm looking for the big one here. I mean, I went it through with my accountant and some legals. It's perfectly legal. I mean, unless there's like something that I'm not seeing, like how would this be illegal? I'm not processing any payment. All I'm doing is really giving the money back. We're really trying to tease these lows here. But yeah, I want to mark this a bearish breaker for the simplicity that we could see this as a 1 minute sweep or even like SMT, because on ES it's clear that this is SMT. On NQ it's kind of like a one tick sweep, which I usually do not like those type of things. Like when it's sweep like by one tick, what does it mean? Is like, did we really sweep that, or is that a relative high? And that just gives me two things. Like I don't even know anymore. So until that's cleared up, whether it takes it or we SMT'd again, I can't really use that, I feel like. We did SMT these lows though. That's why this setup is shaky, because it's this wick here. Now it's SMT too. So many setups that we can go for. I feel like if I took every somewhat like a B plus or B setup up to A plus setups, maybe made more money today, but you don't have to deal with the headaches if you only filter out for the high probability ones. Which fits like all the criteria we need, really. Bare minimum. Like a sweep, for me, a sweep is usually everything I want. Because you could play for the opposing side then. Dude, if I were to make the same amount as Whelan, it would, I would probably rebate like 50,000, or no, not 50. Let's see, is he doing 50,000 a month or 500,000 a month? He's at something higher now. That thing that was last year. He's probably doing 800, 700. I would rebate like probably a fifth of that at least. In amount, and then giveaways, expenses would still be high, but it'd be a significant number. That'd be a lot of money back, because he does have a lot of viewers. I mean, that is all relative. Like I have like, let's say 500 viewers here. All you 500 are able to get 1/3 of the commission back. So you spend 10,000. You spend 10,000 evals. I'll get like, I think maybe like 1,500. You'll get 500 back right there. So that's why the 5% is out there, because 5% is typically a third of what we get. Sometimes we get more though. It depends on the firm. This is starting to chop here. I think you want to avoid this. You probably would want to play lower, but that might hurt you, because what we're doing, we're kind of going back and forth. It's a little bit uncertain in a way. Does anyone know how strict my fund feature is with the slip flipping rule and payout denial? I don't think they're that strict at all. I think what they require, like $100 per day or something. I think I did it before. I mean, like contract flipping. Would you need to flip contracts? I thought they're counting by only winning days. I feel like for my fund futures, it's kind of like Tradeify. As long as they have a system where you have enough winning days, enough profits on the count for the withdrawal, which is like the buffer amount basically, and you have enough what do you call it? The consistency rule. and they didn't flag you from like doing hedging or CPI if they don't allow it. From what I looked like, every time I see a community member request a payout from TradeFi Micro Futures, it's like approved and paid within like a few minutes. So I don't think they have time to look. It's just like based on their system. If it's good, it's good. Interesting price action here. Still moving lower. Look how tech is moving. I feel like Nvidia is still holding up pretty well. And every stock possible that you can look at is just dying here. Especially Tesla. Tesla has been dying for the longest time. And that's that big sell there. NQ to 0. It might actually go to 0. Who knows? Yeah, 139 is the next low. I feel like after that, what do we have? Yeah, 139. Wait, is it 139? Am I tripping? Oh, 139 is Tuesday low. Okay, I'm missing out there. Let me fix that. Yeah, I feel like that's the next low, and I don't think we want to proceed lower than this. The next liquidity taken would be like another 300 points. And we're already down like 400. Is that gonna be another negative 4% day type of thing? I'm drinking honey water. It's for my throat. Every sales has been working though. I wish we were able to get a short off of this 5-minute and then just held it down. And that would have been like a 60-point play already with very little drawdown within trend. You just don't get all these frames up every time. The only thing was SMT'd here. Will you short without retracement? Only if there's like a good low already like sitting there. I mean, I don't have to have like a main internal liquidity, but let's say like this high, like if there's a low right here and we made a previous high, but we're reaching for it, this could sweep, go back down. I'll short right here, put my stop previous high. That allows me to do a good stop. Let's say target those lows, but within bias. That's like a pretty model type of setup there. I thought market was pumping when they had all this grain news, peace treaties, and something about tariff is like moving up, and every time it moves up, it just comes straight back down. Tesla would be the biggest, most valuable company by 2026. What do you guys think about that, chat? What are the chances in the next, let's say next 5 years, that Tesla will be the most valuable company? You see, saying 2026, that's next year. That's way too quick. We'll give them 5 years. I like Tesla, but I guess it would need to expand to more ventures, right? It would need to, I guess they could create a phone. They could create to like satellites, which they're doing. It won't be Tesla, though. That's what SpaceX or Starlink? Starlink, I mean. The market share is a big thing too, because there's other car manufacturers out there that's also doing like competing now. They're catching up. Next administration could cancel all Elon contracts. That'd be kind of crazy too. I think that's always what happens, because Elon is such a vocal in politics, if they don't like his politics, they'll just make decision off of it. Hey, that's why, like, I don't want to get more topics, but this is like not political. It's just more about like there was like a contract talking about like home internet they're trying to get through, and they didn't want to do Elon Musk Starlink, which would have probably been much easier than their budget. Yeah, we're drawing to these lows. This is the next stop we're going for. I want to see a retrace, fail, play for lower, and then see if we can get there. So we got 200 lows already taken here. Just gotta be careful, because I feel like the obvious thing is like, yes, we got a short, but when we're shorting dangerously to these lows without a good stop, you could invite yourself to a quick relief bounce and just get wicked out. Elon is finished. I mean, he is still very accomplished. It's just a tall task. If he's trying to go by the statement of what that person said, is like he's gonna be the #1 company, or Tesla. It's like not even all these companies. It's like that one particular company. Surprisingly enough, possible case here is a closure up. Here's what I could see here. If this is a bull scenario here, we'll get that breaker too. We'll get that change state delivery. A strong displacement through 226 would send us there. And then I can flip my bias. Let's see what we can do here. Make some magic happen. We're trying to fight this so hard. I could honestly see this as that change state delivery on the 1 here. So if we can hold this, which we retested, let's see another closure, and then we'll try to go for this order block flip. This trying its very best to hold to see if we can go for the next internals here. It's trying so hard, but that was like an instant rejection right there. I just want more clarity, honestly. I think that's all I want, really. Notice that though, like if you're so bullish right here, I think you would have taken this closure here and put your stop. It could be off these lows even, and you go for the next internal. That's what I was trying to notice so bad, but I wasn't that convicted yet. For me to convict is the 5-minute, but it just depends on the user. Like right now, I'm like still uncertain. But if you feel like lows are in, we're trying to go for higher. That the way that change state delivery works is you're looking for a bearish down close candle to take out liquidity, which we got there. This low taken. And you see that strong bearish candle. The moment we close above it, that will be that change state delivery. And look at that, a sweep of internals. What does breaker stand for? Oh, BRKR is breaker. Bullish breaker and bearish breaker. I have a lot of documents about that. I think if you know ICT, it really comes up easy. Chat, what are you... Chat. Wait, what is CT here? Is CT to Eastern time? How far is that? This is... Top Step TV invited me this time. I'm just like, okay, let's try it out. It's 1 hour behind, I think, so... This be 10, this be 12, this be 10. These are the dates that they're asking me to... They want me to do sooner. I just put, like, I think April 20th or something like that, like a month from now. They're like, can we actually speed it up because we want to like bring you on? And I'm like, that's like next week. I don't even have a face cam on. I bought a camera. I just never got around to set it up because I kind of do like streaming trading without having to worry about like the camera being on. But shit, I'm open to it honestly because I do like Top Step. They've been always treating me well. Might as well pop in because they do. It's like I think it's more an interview type of thing. Tell them you need heal from plastic surgery. I honestly I could say just April. We just swept this internal and we're just flipping. Chain state delivery respected here. Something I also like is a 5-minute chain state delivery. So you'll see this candle here. We close higher, but can we really do a quick drop and hold? I look at this mean threshold and I don't want to see too much wicks going through the mean threshold here. So let's just take, like, let's say here as our OB. You don't want to see a candle closure anywhere near like 199, 200 here. If you want to see this change of delivery play out. Day traders is 130 activation fee. Yeah, so I don't know why we can't just freaking rebalance to this 5-minute because this just opens the door for me, for my like kind of what I like to see in low risk trades. It opens the door for me to just clearly just go back and forth and play every short possible when you see a rebalance and a fail to rebalance too. But every chance it does, it just does not give me the opportunity for it. We're approaching 2 p.m. I wish I can give it another setup, but I'm missing the framework for it, which is a little bit of the depressing factor. I'm trying to tell my best of what I'll play though, but I did a lot of scalps at least. This BPR trade on that 1 minute made me, I think, like 600, 700 bucks. Would have been like a few thousand if I just trailed it. Okay, we swept the internal. I mean, that's a better sweep than what it did earlier. Even with ES here, it did another SMT that you could kind of call. And we're just more bearish. I would argue you look for setups, short setups on ES just because how weak it is. And then the 5-minute here. One of the first guys they pumped was Danny Trace. I forgot about that. Is that good? What if someone used me for beef? Just my clips there. Fucking Patrick would probably use that. I don't mind my phase out there. I just maybe it'll be a mutual benefit because I do like tops. I want to keep a good like bit, I guess, back and forth with them. And then I'm also a live trade with them. I've been live for the longest time. I told Michael Tech on Twitter today, I'm like, speed up your payouts because you're taking far too long. I think he's taking a jab at Apex. Let me see if I can pull it up here. It was random. I feel like it's such an old tweet, I think. No, it was just this week. But it was like just me posting about my Apex and other accounts. And then someone commented like, does Apex ever move anyone to a live account, one live account? And I basically said, I never heard of anyone because what I hear, like you talk about Kane, you talk about Brandon, you talk about maybe even Lanto if he gets a chance, or anyone else. They just withdraw the whole amount, so they don't get to the chance to even get moved alive because they don't want it live. They just get the 100% of their cash out. And then Michael was like, "Why do you trade with them?" I was like, "It's because, dude, they paid out. First of all, you withdraw the whole amount, which I think a lot of people would prefer that." And then I just replied back saying like, while we're here, can we speed up the payout? So that's what I want to show here. Look at this 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, 5 day. This is March 6th on Monday. Look at when it got approved. This is not 6 days. This is like 3 whole business days. I think this is what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4. The last one was 24th, right? On a Monday. It took 25, 26, 27. 3 business days before I even deduct my balance. I know you guys trade X phase, but like it doesn't take that long to deduct it from X phase. Why is a live account taking 3 whole business days? Because I could go under my 50% amount and get denied, which happened before, but I just made it back. So I just don't understand why they would take that long and think it's fine to do that. There's a 5-minute jab. Took them so long for that to actually react there too. Who else is long? I have a long. I'm just reading chat. Did I miss a long opportunity? I was going for this 5-minute order block hold, but it kind of closed lower. I don't think I would take that. Wow, look at that relief here, though. That's why I also said it's somewhat dangerous to play with these lows. We can even get that flip now with a 2 p.m. candle. 2 p.m. candle opened really low, and we're just doing a monstrous rally here. How long is the average payout for Top Step? I feel like for X phase, it takes like 1 day. For Top Step live, it takes 3 days, 3 business days. We count weekends, they don't process weekends. That's a rally if I can say it here. Wow. Market said, I'm gonna pump whether you like it or not. I think we'll try to rebalance back down here. What a pumper though. This is like a 50. That was like a 70-point pump in like a few minutes. That's a pumper there. Five-minute rejection spells for lower, by the way. This is the key pivot point. So I could perhaps look for a very low time frame scalp here. 30-second closure. I mean, anything would be a stop above that invalidation of the 30-second or Wick high. I just see if we get anything good here. If candle closes below, let's say a BPR, I lose interest, and sometimes this pump happens. How will you handle this missing trade fill? Where's the BPR? Was it here? I don't know. I think what you want to do is like, the question is, how do you basically react to like missing a trade where, let's say you have all the setup, but you don't get the entry, or it ends without you, you just move on, because the key thing is, if you can change your mindset to like, let's not take every single trade, but take one good trade, that removes all doubts of like, oh, I missed that trade, I missed the trade, because like now you're just focused on one trade. You have 2 hours, let's say, it'll come, and then if you were patient enough, patient will pay through your profits through your live account or your whatever account you're trading with, just because you're so patient with it. Oh, candle closed below the breaker and boom, pump. Yeah, just because it closed below the breaker does not mean it's a short setup. Unless you're convicted for shorts here. It just also another thing, like, how deep are we in discount here? We've been selling off for the longest time. Like, literally the 15-minute candle, there's like 200 points just selling off without any good retrace. So I feel like in this way, you short because of a bearish breaker here, let's say closure or something like that, you're kind of shorting the hole unless you have a good setup to go for it. Clarice is saying, I'm looking for shorts if I get a setup. I think that's the right answer here, unless we get a good closure. I think anything above, let's say 270s, we're going to go back to 300 plus 400. This should be short area though. Short, looking for shorts. Just don't want to just tap in. Hitting a bearish breaker now, you could say that. I think right now we just want to see if we can read, if we can even close above this 5 minutes. So the next 5 minute, I think, matters here. What do you definitely want to see if you're short or if you're short bias is a wick higher, close lower, and then we probably play for the move back down. It just gets so challenging because I do like range bound more type of, but when we take a liquidity already, this could be like a V reversal again. So you want to be mindful of that. And that's why it is best to just like wait for confirmation and really wait to see, like, is this the setup that we're going for? I think we have like a tiny SMC. Do you guys like this? If we don't close lower, play shorts around here, look for a 1 minute confirmation of shorts? Or is this just too deep in premium or discount here? Oh, and also we have the 5 minute unit breaker here. I think upside is starting to be easier though, because we took lows pretty aggressively. So no confirmation yet. We're in this 1 minute breaker now. Violate that, any retrace, I want to play for higher, because if this 5 minute closes above 2, we want to go for PM highs. So stay nimble. Even though I was short bias for most of the session, the moment we get a flip here, gotta sit up here. Might actually get some longs. It's game time. How do we get there? How do we get there, chat? I don't have the answers when things are kind of hectic, but I'll try my best. This is going to be a deep closure. I'm just going to mark it already so I can plan ahead here. We have the breaker below. I don't know if you want to retrace back to it. If so, I mean, this would be... Oh. If it is a retrace, I want it to be a quick, like that, basically. Just a quick retap and then slam higher. This is that draw now. 312. Oh, okay. Wait, we have another minute here. We have a lot of structure actually above here. I'm gonna even kind of play out like, let's say you can use this one candle or you can use the whole thing. Let's just go for the whole thing for now. And now on the 5-minute, we do have 2 breakers back and forth. I want to see if we can play the bullish breaker or even a bullish setup to take us towards the bearish breaker. So that could be a nice draw, and then we protect ourselves. 30 more seconds for this closure, and then we'll be very mindful of there's a long entry coming. What would kind of ruin the setup is if we just wicked and closed back in. Let's see. Any 15-minute also. Nothing on the 15 at all. Anything on the hourly, not much. There's a lot of wicks, so yeah, we're opting for the 5 here. 5-minute closure, not a closure on ES. We do have a 5-minute gap now, though. So this is a unicorn structure. Perhaps we get a retrace back inside for that unicorn play, which does make a lot of sense on ES here, because we do have that alignment there. What do you guys think of chat? I think what's also concerning is, where am I drawing to? Am I that convicted that this is lows are in, and then we go for the high, the PMI? We're looking pretty good for a stab higher here. Just as much as we can go higher, the first retrace with a good closure would spell a long entry. And look at this breaker too. We're looking at a 1-minute breaker here. Give me a good closure, and it retraced back inside this. We could call it an inversion breaker, but more so back inside this consolidation. We could try to spell long here, or something else. Let's say we come back down lower, sweep some of these internal lows. There's like lower highs or lower lows, basically. Come back up, and then we take that inversion for higher. Same game plan that we did for downside. We're just pumping right now, though. Look at Nvidia. Nvidia is actually holding so well. I don't know if techs are holding like that yet. Like, look at all the tech too. Like, we're not really rebounding that much yet. That just shows, like, if we're actually turning, since we hit these daily lows here, especially on ES, and we're getting a flip back up. So I actually want to see if we can play for higher here. That'll be the easiest case for the rest of the PM session. 5-minute inversion most likely here. No retap inside of this either. Delete the short potential because I think we're convicted for higher here. So we just basically decimated that breaker, right? The bearish breaker, and we're gonna draw for this internal high, which is the PM high. I'm just gonna mark out this PPR too. Give me a long setup now. As long as this high is not taken, I want to play longs for the high. Why is it every time, though, we get a big reversal, we don't get any good retrace, and we just kind of close, one quick retrace, close higher, retap, close higher. Anyways, if this gets taken, we move higher. I'm going to anticipate that we go for the next internal, which would be 390 next, and just keep on going, because this is pretty low of the week, honestly. It's monstrous here. I didn't get filled on the long run. I'm pissed. Chat, anyone able to manage to capture long? If you did, share us what entry you had so we can kind of like look at it. I feel like we had that flip already, but... And the PM high is taken. Look at that. It sucks to suck that we couldn't get a trade against there. God damn. That's really pushing. Is really pushing here. And we're still not stopping. We have PM high or on ES as well, by the way, which we're still going for. This is just not stopping here. Let me look at the chat here. Entry with the 5-minute version. I mean, I think that was the right thing. I was long. What is entry? You guys are long and pretty good. Nice, nice. Well done. Oh, so far today, I only took short scalps. I haven't got a long entry on this move up since basically this. I think this is the mark of, let's say we want to move higher, the 2 p.m. closure. And ever since, we've just been invalidating every bearish period possible just to press higher here. Damn. I mean, I'm somewhat still like potentially look at longs, but with that draw being taken at 5-minute and we have SMT too, the draw is already claimed for the long bias, so we need to see something else here. If you're looking at short though, I think shorts on ES is the better move. Let's say it could be off this inversion here. This is pretty low risk. If you think this SMT does hold out, want to play this for just sweep all these lows and just let it trail. The only reason I'm saying short on ES, if you're looking at shorts, and long on NQ, just weaker versus stronger pair, as well as bearish SMT, bullish SMT. So we're starting to get that move here. But yeah, I don't think I'll short NQ. NQ just looks like a bulldozer. Damn, chat is actually getting paid. Some people were talking about longs and they're making bank. I don't know if anyone got in this inversion, but it's selling out pretty well here. We're getting a rebalance back inside like the consolidation range. But what a rally, honestly. A very quick rally. Quick draw, and then we got zipped out. I'm just trying my best. I think if you're looking for me for entries, this is not a good entry type of day because it's so quick. The best thing is commentary, honestly. Like, where am I looking? I was looking at lows, but the moment I flip, I'm looking at this closure here, the 5-minute closure, and the next draw here. Now that we took that, we have SMT. I'm just thinking like, this could run back down. And you're not taking NQ because it's stronger. You take an ES and we have the first 1-minute confirmation. You can put it at this high because that's SMT high. Long 260, 206. Nice, nice. So you're looking at this, yeah. You don't find it harder to stream or to trade while streaming? I think I'm starting to adapt more of like, let's make the right decision on stream rather than over trade. So that's why you never see me like pressing a lot of buttons or taking like, oh, let's take this short, let's take this long. I'm trying my best to be very patient and disciplined for myself as well as for the viewers, because that's the best trading I can do. And that's why like there's gonna be times where it's like mostly commentary. Other times we're gonna be taking scalps and other times the other half would be just alerts, like clear, like let's all take the same trade. This is easy to frame up. Here's our entry, here's our stop, and here's our TP. I'm out the red and into the green. Holy crap! I don't know how you got red, but you got it back. You got it back. Anyways, I'm just gonna let this play out and see what the next point is. Definitely want to get a trade. I only took one trade so far on PM. I did take some Asia or last night while trading evals, which I'll post. But I think the key thing is like whether I make money or not, the best thing you could do is just kind of trade with me because I'm gonna always be nimble. I don't like getting married to the bias, but sometimes I do. But you stay very, very nimble. Look at that ray trace inversion, slam down. This would be the same case, like this hypothetical, as I didn't take this again. Stop at the wick high, and then you want to see how far this can take you, and just let it trail through. You might not even need to stop at the high after that. Once you see a rejection here, you can move that to that wick right outside the inversion. But ES is the right case here. I don't think NQ is. How's Tradeify, and are you live with them? I just literally talked to Brett Sembo just on stream, not on stream right now, but on messages. He finally told me. Look at this. He said you can trade, and I was like, okay, which login? And he's like trade of 8, and I was like, I'll try after stream because I posted that it didn't work. I think it says here somewhere. But yeah, some people are always asking me like, did you blow your live from Tradeify? What happened to you? You never talk about it. It's like I don't even know because I can't check the trade yet. And I always update everyone, whether we win or lose. Another jab inside this inversion here. I love how NQ broke from your box earlier. I think you're probably referring to this 5 minute. This is like the most pivotal 5 minute because I keep on explaining this is what I always look at when I'm looking at, let's say I'm very bearish because it's like showing bearish trend, but the moment I'll flip is if we have this displacement through a session low, I want to pay attention if we can flip that, and that would be very bullish. I feel like this could be play too. And you just put your stop basically under the inversion again. I mean, something like that. I feel like you could do that, but you're kind of playing with like a very large stop. And I'm more like a precision type of trader. I was actively looking for longs here. It just didn't give me the opportunity. So like you see on the 5, you drop down to 1. I think we got closure somewhere around here, like 205. Any setup here, maybe even a retrace back to 225 would have been my long here. And it would have been like a bullish breaker, run it up to the buy side. Sometimes it's just unfortunate how things play out because you have like all the framework for it, but you miss out on like kind of the entry model because it doesn't really present you the best one, or maybe you're waiting for something else. And that teased us for a long time because if that got tagged one time, I would have probably taken more shorts down here and made some money. But instead, it played with you, played with people's feelings. I'm not okay. I think is that what people are thinking? If I do a top step interview, I would never accept them to do like a more of a full time thing. It's gonna be one time at most. If anything, like if I like it and like it's doing good, maybe they'll accept me as affiliate. I could do like one every week or every like month type of thing, but I don't think it's gonna be more than a month type of thing. So yeah, this kind of sucks here because I don't really see too much. Dude, breakers, I feel like people do sleep on breakers because it's so easy to kind of, maybe people use breakers more like entries, but you can use it as a guidance. Let's say you have a bullish breaker here, bearish breaker down here, and we already kind of flipped like the 5-minute, which I'm talking about. So like now you're like more bullish than bearish, let's say, you're anticipating bullish reversal, and the next like liquidity targets all the way up here. You can just kind of play for a move, a drive higher, just similar like how, let's say this is a unmitigated fair value gap. This would be like a unmitigated, in a way, unmitigated breaker because we have a very strong closure now, and that could be our draw even for longs. Essentially, you're drawing to the next bearish PD array, and I feel like that's kind of somewhat I teach, but not explained explicitly. I do utilize that a lot because like we're always into breakers, but like where would I want to close out? Where would I think it could potentially flip? And that would be that bearish breaker here. Just like targeting that. Holding out very nicely. So this would have turned out PFAL. I think this is the hypothetical that we're talking about. If we put at this high, short this inversion at this closure, which in this case would have been kind of like, it's not 1-1. It's not even 1-1 yet, but I think we're about to be 1-1 in drawdown. You take that, and I think once we already kind of get a closure through this, you put break even for sure. Anyways, retap inside the 5-minute. We're still pressing higher. We have SMT on ES off the highs. This could be that reversal, so we want to look at potentially a drive to 390s here. 15-minute gap coming up in 5 minutes. I like this gap, but I doubt that we drive into it. If we drive into it, it better be a wick. I don't want to see us spend too much time through this. Tech is actually kind of bouncing here too. Good push, very good push here. ES is always the safer short. I know some people in the chat like are looking at shorts. If you're shorting, try on an ES. NQ is just way too bullish, and the tech is really bouncing too. That'll give you probably a better edge here. But chat, I need to get a play. We have 30 more minutes here. See if we can get something for everyone. Next buy side, if you're looking for longs, is 390s. That's a clear buy side we can really offer here. That would kind of continue that V reversal analysis here. Another SMT made on ES once again here. I might go for a jab on ES shorts. And then if NQ can present a good long entry, I'll still go. That's what I'm doing, like ES short, NQ long. I'm going to play both sides because it's still not too certain where we're going to head to. Especially with the SMT here too. And we're getting weak at like very clear area of resistance here. Maybe type in chat if you're right now, let's just say at this right moment, if you're leaning on one side, is it bullish or bearish? And if you don't know, just say you don't know. Let's take a consensus here. I think ES is the right short here. Got deep closure in the 30 here with the SMT. You're going for these lows, so you see like somewhat low resistance being made here too. Chat, I might try to go for ES short, stop at the high here. I think that's what I'm going for. I don't know if you guys like it, but it doesn't look that bad because it's like pretty low risk because I don't want to see it wick back up. Or we try to take it. Probably back at this previous one. 4 points? I'm just gonna do micros probably on this if we take it. It's just still too early too because NQ just been holding like a champ. I'll just take it on a live count. I'm not gonna take out my fundeds. I'm gonna just take out one and I'll put stop the high with one con. So I'm pretty brisk off here. I'll put at this high. I have my entry at 41. So it's kind of like where you're at right now. This is like a little bit too preemptive though. Have it on my Top Step Live. Let's see how far I can go for it. Didn't get the best entry, honestly. But we can play for it on. I wonder if that's just the wrong move because it's just too early. It's just the SMT. The SMT just feels like we want to propel lower a little bit first. And we're just holding on the 5-minute too. There's a lot of areas where we're not trying to flip yet. Hopefully you guys got a better entry, but I'm a little bit still shaky on maybe this could be too early, let's say. Just want to keep it at that high because that's the S&T high here. And if we get closure under 35, that would be the clearest break even hammer. Still another S&T, right? Another jab higher on that move. So that way it still looks good. At like around 41. Still a very tight stop, and I think we could try to go for some of these lows if we can get some moves here. Back at entry again. I just want to do break even if I can, but it hasn't give us that low wick yet. Well, this is what it looks like right now. Stop at the high. I'll put it exactly at the high, actually. Probably like a 4-point stop, 5-point stop. Only on one account. I'm not taking this apex. Let's see. NQ just holding still very nicely. I want to let this play all the way back to the 15-minute if I can. A 5-minute is holding pretty well here. NQ's back to the high. I mean, we're still protected by playing the weaker asset. If we played on NQ, it would have been like a 30-point stop, be like 2x the risk. Yeah, not looking good. Not looking that good here. That's like pretty good close. I'll let this get stopped. 250. 250, yeah. All right, let's move on. That was only on my top step. I didn't want to risk it on my funnest because it's still like a high risk type of play. I wanted to see if we can play it much lower. So we wicked it and are already reacting towards it. Let's see if we can get a... I don't want to jump in too early. Let's give this some time. We still have 30 minutes on the session, which leads to power hour, which gives us much more volatility. And I do see a large 15-minute gap here that's unmitigated. And we're showing a lot of resistance on the 5, but if we just keep on slicing through this, it's just going to go for the next high at 390, and I'm going to try to flip for longs on NQ. Let's see. I need to be open for longs here. This inversion is kind of playing out too. Order block is holding. So let me mark this out. Make sure I know what I'm looking at. PM high is taking on ES. We can just keep on grinding up if it really just allows it. We're still in that large breaker. I could mark similarly. No, on ES, we don't really have that, do we? It's on NQ only. Yeah, this looks pretty propelling higher. NQ for longs. I want to see if we can get something here. So this is like internal low. Something I always kind of look for is, can we do a quick sweep of it, one internal low and flip, and then that'll be my entry. Especially if our draws at 390. I want to see if this is the right move. Sweep this low and then slam down. So what I'm looking at is potential longs on NQ, short on ES, whatever trade gets me there, is I can play both sides. And what I think is we're going to get basically a grind down before we flip higher. Can we get something here? 1 minute inversion again. We're just wick close back in. For long initiatives, this is what I'm looking at, and then we'll just go for a long here and try to go for this high, propel higher. And then for shorts, honestly, for shorts, ES would be short this inversion, stop the high. It'd be another like 5-point play type of play again, if you do want to play that. Which I am kind of encouraging, or encouraging lower, so I can get a long as well. Do you guys like ES shorts again? We take another one at the inversion, same trade, same kind of stop setup. Let me look at chat. I was a little locked in here. Do you take the longs? I think longs, what I'm looking for is a flip back down first. Flip and take internal low. Means we're getting back up to hard structure. We do have a lot of gaps here, but not anything clear we can play off of. 15 chart is very bullish. Yeah, it is very bullish too. But we're getting a lot of rejection at these areas, so I'm just banking on maybe one more retrace back down for longs. This is a good stop here, though. I mean, because we're not sure how far we can go, and we did extend another 5 points. ES is still trying to push higher here. And I don't have anything on NQ yet. You looking for longs in this inversion? I do want longs off of it. On NQ. I mean, this is challenging. They're just going so slow. And we might just grind up all the way back up. How far are we gonna go here? So I'm gonna mark the next internal high that we could really target here. That's another take there. He is just really pushing here. And he made another leg higher, still holding these lows. Just gotta wait for this to play out. All right, we have another internal low here now. 15-minute looks really bullish. This is what I'm looking for. A low sweep, flip for inversion or anything on low time frame for longs to 390s. Ideally back to these areas. I'm not as bearish anymore, but I do want a retracement if possible. NQ is just moving higher. Or we might get an impulse through these to 390s. I'm just gonna delete this. Just to look like we're gonna move higher. Another wick right there, equal wick. Oh, Lanto's in the building. I need Lanto for a trade because I'm a little confused here. I think long is the right move here. We need a setup for it. You got a long at 197. That looks really good if you got it all the way deep down there. Are we getting a retrace here? I don't know how far we can go. No, we just ate that up. Damn it. It literally just ate that so hard. We're gonna impulse through these highs. Dude, Marcus being annoying for entries right now. I just hate these grind ups sometimes. I'm gonna delete this because it might be confusing for people, but this is what I'm looking for. Now we have a lot of relative wick highs here. This just feels like we're about impulse too. Here's that impulse here. The wick taken. Just grinding to 390s right now. Yeah, where do you guys want along here? Why did NQ leave the low at 140? I think that's what everyone's looking for at low to take in, but NQ just pumped, flipped the 5-minute, and we're just propelling. Yeah, just this 50-minute chart, just I feel like we're just drawing to 390, but can we get something out of it before it take us there? That's a big money question here. And just propelling. ES is not moving as much though, and NQ just really pushing. I think today overall right now the recap would be, it's pretty frustrating for entry wise because it's so slow, and like we're not getting, even we have the right buys, the right draw, we're not getting the right entry out of it. This was the next OB that was actually landed here. See if we get any displacement going down here. This is the OB that I want to watch for, because this is the last time I respected, and also I guess this one too. This is one we should be working with, but we can sweep this internal low and flip higher, which could be the more likely scenario here. Where's it trying to go here? Chat. Need more likes. Yeah, like the stream, guys, if you want the giveaway. This grind up is just annoying me. Algo said no entries. That's what I guess that's what it's saying right now. Every order block is holding right now very, very well. You could have entered at 230 inversion. Let me take a look. 213, you said? Yeah, this is kind of far back since they're like the 40 minutes back here. Yeah, so you're talking about this. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was looking for. Now, before it moved up, I was like, can we get one more jab in, sweep it, and then I'll play for the next one. Did you take a position on this right? I was looking for it very closely, but unfortunate part is I don't think I'm getting it. Well, Nvidia is just roaming right now. Yeah, tech really rebounding, just helping push the market back up, or helping push EdQ back up, I mean. Yeah, this stuff. I mean, every 1 minute confirmation on the order block retrace could have been an entry with a stop previous low. That would have been ideal if we had more of a good sweep already. I might be just playing this wrong. Because if I was really convicted higher, I'd probably go for every long setup possible here. I'm not too sure. Up 50 points, nice. For those who are in chat, look at longs already. Really good, really good. We're just getting really close to draw now, so like, I don't think I can long up here when the draw is like 20 points. Was there a reason you didn't enter at 217? This one, right? This one. I think we could have entered off that, yeah. It just happened really fast. Or no, I think that case we were trying to short in this inversion here, I think. Was that the case? I don't actually remember if that's the right one or not. All right. Some relative highs here. Shorts or longs are still in game. I don't think I want shorts right now. I would prefer a deep drive and then move back up. So let's see if we can get this 5-minute wick here. Gotta take a piss soon. Drinking too much water. I'm just sitting here, watching very closely of this slow grind up. Lots of low resistance just kind of being built up right now. And if we can get a good sweep, get a flip, I'm game for it. Yeah, he's getting weak here. We're getting close to power right now, though. I honestly don't like that too much, because we're getting so close to power. You can see somewhat of a bearish breaker forming now. And we have this 15-minute gap. I mean, can we sell all the way back down? Possibly. I just don't know if I want to tell people to take a short, because I took a jab earlier and I took a hit on it. But now we got this closure. We can get a short scalp with a trailing stop and see how far we can go. But I'm anticipating with this low wick, any confirmation to flip back up. Time to short, someone said. Is that time? It's just, dude, charts is just annoying me right now. I'm trying to think clearly too. But price action is making it a little difficult, because you just see like up, up, down, up. Yeah, like basically uptrend. Now I see a flip. And I didn't want to alert type a short like this, because, you know, we're so convicted higher. But that was the right move here. And it took this 30-second here. I just didn't want someone to go for the second run, because I still like a move lower and then potentially wait for a long reversal. Likely after this drawing gets taken here. But yeah, the low resistance was pretty clear there. I took it on the same account that I took the live on, which is a top step. We're just selling off pretty hard. And my thing was just basically going for the low resistance liquidity and see how far we can go from it. So off this 30-second here, with this low resistance getting taken, I just kept on trailing it for it. But Yeah. If we get a long here on the low time frame, I'm gonna flip up. We already swept some of these internals. Lower since done. Can we get a long move back up now? We have a 1 minute here. So that's something to look at. Try to go for these longs here. Can we cook chat? Five minutes before power hour too. I moved my trail to 45s and it just got hit 10 seconds later. But I'm already focused on longs. I should have just closed it manually. Longs. I'll make up for it. I think since I didn't get a good entry for you guys, I'll do a few giveaways today. Charge just annoyed me because I have the right bias for most of these moves, but the entries are the main thing. Like you can be right about the market, but if you can't execute right, there's just nothing really to give here. So we're gonna get this closure here. We got the inversion, so we're already flipping the 1. You want to play this for higher here. And your stop honestly just could be the same point of interest, which is back down at the previous low. I want to see if we can really hold this. Because this is still not that good risk reward wise because we're just getting too far up as our draw here. Or let's say this is our TP target. This is our stop. This is also poor risk reward if you kind of take it, let's say this closure. Negative risk reward, just go for like, you know, swing high, swing low type of thing. But we flipped this now, so let's see if we can go for next trade. And I could also argue like we have a bearish breaker here. So sweep, soup this, flip this 1 minute. We're just gonna chop back and forth and should propel to these highs. Just how can we get an entry from it? I'm gonna watch for this if we want to wick it and close back higher, take the entry, put a stop below this low here. I'll try to save her. I'm gonna try for it. If not, like if it's not a clear entry, I think we'll just kind of wrap it up. We'll just do the giveaways and be done with the stream. I don't want to lead anyone to stray here. So we're starting to wick this area. I want to see a good wick, close back in, get the entry, stop, target. So let's see. It's holding this 30-second again. And we still have draw higher. Not the easiest structure to play off of. But I think the stop makes sense if you take a long here. Take a long somewhere down here. Because we already stopped this low. The only reason we want to go lower to soup the low again would be to really mainly fill this 15-minute gap, probably. Just all the way down. And that's the move higher here. We didn't get that sweep, but that's what I was looking for. Kind of something like this. Stop it low, and now we can try to propel higher. Because in that case, you just still hold that 30-second. See how far we can go here. And you're looking for 377 first, and eventually 390s. Not the perfect because we didn't get a sweep, but like by what I mean is let's see we can get a drive, hold this 30-second, play for higher. Now looking for 377 here. OB here if it comes back. It gets very close back to entry again. $15 minutes still looks good for high day sweep here, or high of PM session sweep. So back inside this gap here, and there's 1 minute order block. It should bounce. Don't want to see it anywhere near down to this previous candle. Go for 377, and then 390 impulse. Looking good, looking good. I'm glad this played out where I liked it, because, you know, short down to flip this basically internal low, which we take out all the low resistance, we get a confirmation back up. You look very carefully. Are we willing to continue upside, which, you know, that's a bullish trend right now? Or are we trying to flip lower for the 15-minute drive in? We didn't show any interest to flip back down, so this was the right move here. I'm going to keep on trailing this stop. I'm going to trail at 70s here. It's a little tight, but if it goes back to 70, I'll get out. If it goes to 90, even close to 90, I just flatten out quicker, or move my trail even higher. So if you can get entry down here, is fine. That's perfect. If you can, I think entry around this previous inversion area where we were looking earlier, over the 1 minute OB, the draw is still higher. The draw is still 390s. So I have it 370s right now here. This is what I have on, trailing it up. I'm going to keep on trailing this here. Now trail at 80. There we go. Oh my goodness. I feel like that was stressing me out a little bit, because I'm like, can I get a fucking entry? Because I can't see where the price is going, but it's not giving me the right entry. But this is good. That was the low I was going for. A clean low sweep, flip back up. Thank God, man. I feel like that could end on a good note. Chat, I wasn't looking at chat for probably 5 minutes because I was still sucked in the charts. Oh my goodness. That became really, I think I closed it for 45 points here. Off of NQ, off of like a pretty, like relatively like 4 minute play. Ooh, the volatility is insane. Took lows, highs for both to trade. I think another thing is, like, guys, if you're looking for me to like enter with you, it's hard because my call out was enter in this 30-second, stop low. Just imagine how tight that is. Like, this is like 18 points, and I'm going for like a 50, 60 point move. And it doesn't necessarily, you miss it by like 2 ticks. The bias is still there. As long as this holds, we already swept the internal low. All I need is one sweep, confirm higher. Any retrace would be a long, target the buy side. It's kind of like similar to the same thing I do for when I target the downside. Remember how I was like, can I sweep this 5 minute or retrace to the 5 minute, sweep the highs? Any retrace for short would be a sell. It's the same thing because you're flipping this. You're looking for sell side delivery in the curve. Now you're looking for buy side curve. How many points did you guys off of that? You took longs. I think, let me count it. Entry at 40, TP at 90, 50 points. I'm gonna type it. Type how many points you got on that long if you were able to get longs. And we're gonna dump the market probably now that the TP out. Holy crap. You know how annoying it'd be if you put TP at 90 something, like let's say 93s, and it goes like 89. I think I should have probably cooled off if I didn't get the trade, because that would have annoyed me. And who knows what I'll do when like I have the right bias for everything, for the downside, for the upside, and then just couldn't get the injury. 45 points, nice. 35. 75 points. Good God. So, yeah, like, I think something that I also kind of maybe have a control with is when we're already flipping, let's say in the 5 minute here, just look at how market's moving. We go up, we go down, we go up. We see an order block here, down, order block here. Ideally, if you're bullish, you would take the first tap. But for me, I something I struggle with, which maybe I could, it's a good or bad thing. I don't like taking the first tap in because we are just making higher lows every single time. And the risk reward is not that good because let's say I enter here at 339. I don't know if I'm really going for this and if this is a good enough stop here. So that's why I was hoping, like, let's say, like, can we break one bearish PD array and do a false drive lower, which it did here. This is a false drive here, clearly. We sweep the internal lows and hit one flip. One flip is all I need. Confirm, boom. And then this is kind of like the low risk, high probability. In hindsight, like all these trades here is still like good, but you don't know when it doesn't work. So like let's say here, the next OB. This is the first time it failed. You could take like 1 tap, 2 tap, 3 tap, 4 tap would have failed. But something with my model is, can I wait for the trend to be there? Can I get the draw liquidity and then wait for a failed drive and then get confirmation? And this is what like you're kind of going for, something like this, which allows you to put your stop, a very good stop here, because this is like a low that sweep the previous internal, and you can just let it ride all the way up here. Pretty good. Dude, I am golden on that trade. Holy frick. I wasn't even mad if we do take this internal high and then flip back down. I just kept on trailing it. And luckily, it never trailed back after taking this high. And just got the full TP. And look at that TP too. That TP, like if you put at 390s, it went up 3 points and then slammed back down to entry. Perfect TP for perfect execution right there. It took you long enough, because imagine if that was like the only trade we took. For 2 hours, we missed the whole trade. Every single trade, even though we had like good setups. And this is like at literally 256. This drive, 257. You know, I'm already out of the stream at 3. And that's just how like in rally works. Like you could be sit here for 2 hours and take absolutely nothing until you see a good trade that fits your criteria and then take it. And that happens often. Like if this didn't confirm and I didn't get the setup, I would have probably ended this day with only that scalp from that BPR. I think it was this BPR, as well as that short that failed on ES. But I was able to close out pretty good there. The reason why I liked like eternal sweep, or someone said false drive method, is because one, you already have a clear bias. It's already confirmed. The only thing you want is, let's say, try to dump the market and fail. It makes it easier for you to put a stop there. Anyways, let's look at the likes. I think I'm done trading for the day. Let's look at the likes. Let's see how many accounts we're giveaway. 229 likes. All right, let's do 2 then. 2 accounts. I'm really about it though, where it's like every 150 likes, I'll do a giveaway. So if we get like, we have like 600 views right now. If we have 600 likes, I'll do 4 giveaways a day even, which the giveaways are like kind of like 75 to 100 bucks. That'll be like 400 bucks every single day if everyone likes the stream. All right, you guys can comment, like the stream and comment your username one time. I got a little riled up, so I'm just gonna do the giveaway and then wrap up. I'll recap it and then tune in tomorrow. Let's see. I think Desi was saying that he's interested in streaming Asia. Would you guys want that? Would you guys want Asia or London? Because I already trade Asia, but like, and then we could just double run it, you know? Now me and Desi could trade together almost. Watch how many likes this string gets ran up here. Watch this go ballistic. 300 already. It went from 220 to 300 just because we did a giveaway that requires likes. Did we freaking do this at least? That was like a no risk type of drawdown type of trade just because we waited perfectly for that sweep, confirmation, re-entry, boom, take the TP. Make sure you only comment one time, chat. Like stream and comment your YouTube or Discord username, just something unique. And then we'll pick 2 winners. They'll be able to pick any account that we offer. And now it's dumping. I mean, we're talking about draw liquidity, like just draw to that high and then it could do whatever. I think the 15-minute fair value gap here makes sense. If you are very bearish right now, you look for a bear setup to take us to this 15-minute. That'll be the next draw right now because the high is taken and it failed to really push higher. That makes the next, if you're trading power at least, that's the next move. All right, let's pick the winners. Let's roll this here. Winner for the first one is Mark the Shark, Mark Grant. And then the next winner is Steve the Beat. Why is these 2 names like similar in a way? Like we got Mark the Shark and Steve the Beat, kind of like rapper names. If you're one of them, please comment in the chat and then DM in Discord. You're a producer and drummer. Oh, okay. Now you're a trader. All right, yeah. See if you can DM me in Discord, and then we need Mark the Grant, or yeah, Mark. Okay, Mark the Shark here too. Are you guys both here? That's gonna wrap it up. Yeah, Desi's telling me that he is looking to do a London stream because he's what's happening is because I don't know if he wants to stream YouTube or on London because it's just hurting his sleep schedule. So this is what he's texting me. He's like, I'm gonna do Asia stream on YouTube. London is hurting his sleep schedule because you gotta trade AM, and you trade London at the same time is very difficult. So maybe I would also hop on Asia with them, maybe on stream or I'll alert. Oh, and he also said for the Discord, if you want to join, he wanted to make a 30% off code for you guys. So code YouTube for 30% off. The Discord. Why not AM? He already does live stream AM. It's for the private Discord though, the private community. So what I do is I trade YouTube on PM, right? This is for free. No one has to pay anything. But I also trade Asia for the Discord. Now he trades AM for the Discord and maybe Asia for the free for YouTube. Asia stream was so cool. I don't like the idea of Asia stream just because if you guys are in the Discord, you know how long it takes for me to take a trade in Asia? Like, imagine this, but like twice as slow. And sometimes it might frustrate you. Or maybe like 3 times as slow. But yeah, well, I mean, we can try it out. Like, if people like the Asia streams, because it's not as late as night, maybe people can tune in. You can make it happen. But let's wrap this up here, guys. Hopefully you guys did good. Oh, one more thing I want to note here, guys. Chat. Check this out. Check this out. I'm gonna post this later too. But check this out here. Let me see if it doesn't show anything. Look at all these take profit accounts here. 2 days, it passed. I'm gonna post how I took these trades, but if you were following me in Discord or any of my Discords, really, I was posting what I want to do. Maybe this is gonna inspire you guys to try to do the same thing if you want. If you can't, don't do it. But I was like, I'm gonna buy 20 TPT accounts on like literally Monday or Tuesday. I'm gonna trade them with the volatility. Literally 20 accounts, and basically the math is each account is $250. The reset is $100. So I spent 5K on 20 accounts. All of them got passed here. And now, why do I do that? It's because, remember how I talk on the stream all the time? I want to focus 99% of my time on fundeds, while only 1% on evals. So this allows me to basically not touch evals again for 6 months, maybe 4 months if I'm being aggressive, and just have that 20 reserves in the bank, and that's it. Like, that doesn't mean I'm going to blow through all these pros accounts. I haven't blew these main accounts yet, as well as my live yet. So the reason that works out, before I end the stream, the reason that works out, right? Because 150K here account is 250 at 30% off. There's no activation fee. You get the 5% rebate too, which kind of lowers it to like, I think 244 or 244. Let's say all in costs. And then no activation fee, so it makes it $100 reset, right? So think about it like this. Let's say you take 1.5 resets, like maybe you split in 2 groups. 1.5 reset, that just makes it $150. 1.5 reset, give or take, be $150. You add that 244 plus 150, which you can also rebate the reset too. It basically goes around to $400 all in to get funded for TPT. You know how much they charge for a funded reset? It goes, I think, like $1,200 up to $1,500. And when you break down the math, you spend $400 on a funded. That's a all-in cost, including act fees, which in this probably no activation fee. Can you take that $400 cost funded to get more money? And I think what I've been doing, I already got like about maybe, is OBS disconnecting here? Oh shit, that's what I was saying. In the last like 5 weeks, and all I did was invest about 5K to get 20 funded reserves. So think about that. Like, that's just like kind of put in perspective. Like, you put up a lot of front costs, and it saves you mental capital because you don't have to worry about evals again. The only I'm worried about is funded now. I'm not gonna touch TPT evals for the next five months until like maybe July or September. That's all. My only has 5K. If I had to reset some, maybe let's add like another 3K on it, 8,000, 20 reserves. You have 20 accounts basically to really make at least the same to break even, or let's say 5 times that. So I'm going to estimate like this 5K investment should bring me like 100K plus, or maybe at least 50,000, because that's kind of what I'm doing already. So that's what I want to share with you guys. If you guys want to do the same thing, if not, like, take your time. That's just how I'm doing it, and keep an update on what I think I'm doing is the better way. If you want to do the rebate, you see the sponsor smart platform. That's like the platform that I'm building with a few other traders. All you gotta do is click one of the use the code SMART first of all. It's what I'm gonna show you. We have 7 firms now. All 7 of them are everyone but Apex. All 6 of them here are rebatable. So let's say you spend like $300 on take profit trade, you get 5%, so it'd be $15 back per account. And then what you gotta do, you go to my account and just submit the order details for any of these firms here. And I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. If you guys have any questions about, let's say, the prop firm is the rebate, you guys can DM me on Discord. I'll post a Discord. Because some people do ask me for help for trading, for like prop strategies, or even just like the rebates. I am pretty quick on that. Oh, okay, Dan. So I'm gonna also explain this. There's some firms where it allows reserves, right? Top Step and Take Profit, you can put in reserves, where this is important here. This is only the reason why it works. There's no renewals on it. So what that means is it could sit there like my Top Step right now. You know, I have my Top Step live, right? I think I'm up like $500 on it today. I had that live for 2 months now, and I have 15 past evals. And I had 25 before, but like if you, this is what I talked about too. January, I had to activate 5 accounts. I traded 10 days. I made like 10,000 per account. They moved me alive. That means basically they took 5 XPs. And then after I blew the live, because I withdraw, hit the drawdown, I have 20 in the bank. I activate 5 new ones, and then now I'm live again. So right now, I think I have, where is it? Where's my Ninja Trader? Just better to show you guys rather than anything, right? Like this top set right now, I've been just getting a lot of withdrawals on it. This will be my third withdrawal on it, and I've been just sitting like 5K transition. So I just make 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, and take 5,000 out. There's gonna be one point where I'm gonna hit the daily loss limit and then hit the drawdown because I can't just infinitely withdraw without losing. I've been lucky so far this last 2 weeks, but if this goes out, I have literally 15 in the bank still, right? And I'll just activate 5 new ones, ready to go as soon as this blows. Which I'm not trying to blow it, but that's how you can be prepared. Did you already have to pay for the 150 activation? No, you only pay when you need to activate it. Anyways, I posted a Discord link. If there's any more questions, let's say about the reserves, prop firms, I'm happy to answer it there because I do want the best for everyone in prop firm space. So I'm gonna wrap it up, guys.